Hey, welcome back everybody. I'm Lou, and this is Metal Lens Reviews. What's up? So, if this happens to be your first time here, you're checking out my channel, you like what you see, thank you. Please do me that favor of like, comment, subscribe. As I mentioned before, it really helps me grow the channel, spread it to the masses, and of course motivates me to provide you guys with more content to watch. Alright, so here it is. A lot of these movie reviews are coming out very, very recent because the movie came out very, very recent. And that movie, talking about Deadpool and Wolverine. So this is going to be a very interesting review because I'm an outsider. Let me start off and explain myself here. So I'm not a uber fan, you know. I grew up with Star Wars. That's my trilogy. Lord of the Rings comes a close second, so on and so forth. I love comics. I love the culture. But to say I know the lore like that and I wrap my fingers around it, like I'm not going to lose sleep if I miss an issue or some kind of strange lore that just got released or leaked out to the world. But like I said, these are, groups of individuals that I would associate with. I love going to comic conventions. Am I going to be waiting in line cosplaying? Probably not. But, like I said, I love the culture and everything has to do with it. These are my people. I'm an outsider myself. I love metal. I grew up, just being the oddball out, so obviously I'm going to gravitate towards this crowd. But you see how well received comic book movies are. Obviously, if you're a fan of the Avengers, Marvel, DC, Batman, Superman, so on and so forth, you just know it. So Deadpool and Wolverine, obviously, two anti-heroes, I guess. Comic book characters that really need no introduction. If you know X-Men, you know Wolverine. The movie Logan, I think, is a cinematic masterpiece. It's very emotional for a superhero film. It just, it hits all in the right places. And Deadpool, he's a witty, smart aleck kind of character. A mercenary who, has his own way about him. It was a way of doing things, and he's just one of those badass guys, So there's two, I don't want to say opposite, but ideologies that probably conflict with those two characters. And this movie brings them together under very unforeseen circumstance. Now, I'm not going to spoil the movie. I'm going to keep it as vague as possible in case people haven't seen it yet. But, once again, as the outsider looking in, I will say if you're a fan of action, violence, because this movie was hard R, definitely rated R, like the pirate R, It was just fun. The humor in it is insane, definitely right up my alley. I love any of my favorite genres, whether it be horror or action or sci-fi. You inject the right amount of humor, you get a winner. And Ryan Reynolds, the way he handles Deadpool is just fantastic. And for him to talk into Hugh Jackman reprising his role as Wolverine, and let me tell you about the cameo. So I'm not going to spoil, but I'll tell you what, if you're a fan, remotely have an interest, or maybe you've seen a couple of the comic book movies, whether it be Marvel or, any of the that surround themselves in this universe, Deadpool's universe or Marvel's universe, I think you're going to get a kick out of the film. There's a lot of throwback calls, like I said, the cameos. It just stands out. It's at the end of the day, it's a very well done movie. You can tell a lot of preparation, a lot of care, a lot of personal goals went into this kind of film, and as one who's worried, and especially how Disney treats Star Wars today, is not the best representation. When I always see people engaging in Star Wars, I always tell them, look to the past before you look to the recent stuff, because it's drastically different. Anyway, in this instance, this is a well-done movie. So whoever was in charge, I assume Ryan Reynolds and his crew, and thank God Disney didn't, stick their fingers where it didn't belong. But yeah, it's great. It has a, after credit sequence, it's kind of laughable. It felt like a really good, well-rounded Marvel movie. which, recently they've been kind of hit or miss. Like I said, not that much of a fan, but I could tell what's a stinker and what's gold. So this is great. And, for me, being at the level of appreciation, like you said, it's not something I will lose sleep over, but for it getting the amount of attention it is now, it's totally well deserved. I mean, you got very good actors. You got Ryan Reynolds, who's great at what he does. You got Hugh Jackman, that's great at what he does, and on the countless other actors in this film that just immerse you in the universe and make it work, and it's fun. Like I said, if you're a casual fan, if you're not into superhero films, I think you'll find some aspect of this film, whether it be the humor, the action, the violence, you'll enjoy it regardless. Fan or no fan, I think this is a good movie. But I will say this, you probably should watch the other ones. You should have a good knowledge of Wolverine, and definitely Deadpool, just a little bit. And, all those movies have been out for some time. There's no excuse to not watch them. If you have a remote interest, that's like, watching Indiana Jones for the first time, and it's like the last one that was released by Disney. Like, that's your introduction to Indiana Jones. It's like, hold up, go back. I promise you, it'll have a whole different feel. But yeah, I have nothing negative to say about the film. Like I said, superhero movies, I could take them or leave them, but when they're done well, I appreciate it, and I'll discuss it with you guys. If it's worth discussing, yes. And this isn't just for the clout or because it's trending. I generally liked the movie. I laughed out loud, I'm surprised people didn't get up and clap. I'm sure at the debut of this, people did that. But all in all, it's a good fun film. Like I said, both gentlemen did a great job. Reynolds, Hugh Jackman. They brought these two characters that are well loved and brought them back in the spotlight, along with, spoilers, not spoilers, a group of, Marvel related characters that we've all seen in the past, and put them back in the picture again, even just for moments. It's fun. I think you'll enjoy it. It's one of those, it's violent, so if you want to bring your family, just know that it's super violent, but fun. And it's funny. It's got serious notes in it and it just, I don't know, it just works, and you can't really pick it apart. People will nitpick some things they may not agree with, yada yada yada. For example, some people are not accustomed to Deadpool, how he, his character, how he carries himself. He's a smart ass, So some people like a very cut and paste, straightforward character, kind of like Batman, There's a lot of breaking the fourth wall. There's always like winks and nods to the audience watching. A lot of inside jokes, and you gotta expect that coming in. If you've seen any of the previous Deadpools, then you'll know what I'm talking about. Anyway, awesome film, phenomenal. I'm the oddball out. I'm the outsider looking in. I thought it was a good film, and I definitely recommend it. Even if you don't like superhero films, if you have a remote interest or some kind of familiarity with Deadpool and Wolverine, then it's a no-brainer. I think you'll enjoy it. Alright, guys. Well, that's really all I got to say. Like I said, 9 out of 10, and I'm not saying that because, like I said, I'm trying to jump on the bandwagon here. I'm just saying I really appreciate a good film, and I thought this was a good film. And I think people who are not concerned with comic book movies or superhero films would definitely get a kick out of it. Alright, well, hey, if you made this far in the video, thank you. Please, guys, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe. Another thing, too, if you want to contribute in any way, it really helps support the channel. I'm going to leave a link down below. Buy me a coffee, which is just, another way of, keeping me functioning and doing this pretty much on a more kind of permanent basis. But totally up to you. Anyway, thanks again for watching. And as always, my friends, I'll see you all very, very soon. Peace.